To start off, if you're new here, we're MetricsDAO. We are a community of data analysts and curators and mentors, and our goal is to produce the best analytical outputs in the blockchain data space. So when you're here, you're part of our community. You can participate and earn in all stages of MetricsDAO's organized on-demand analytics cycle. So that includes sourcing bounty questions, solving analytics challenges, aka bounties. Our top analysts are also eligible to be peer reviewers for submissions to ensure the quality is great and we're amplifying the best. There's also our curation pod prepares and models the on-chain data to be bounty ready that analysts then use. You can check out the blog post I shared in the chat earlier to learn more about each of these streams, each of these ways to get involved, and links. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And now we'll have Rob, who will introduce xMetric for anybody who is new here.
Hello. So, in case you missed the earlier calls and the many blog posts about it, xMetric is our non-transferable reputation token on Polygon. It does not have monetary value. Sorry to all the traders. But it signals that you haven't been an active early member or been active very early at MetricsDAO. Think of it like a key that helps facilitate operations here at MetricsDAO. So holding xMetric can open up access to parts of MetricsDAO and additional opportunities and earning streams. Top holders as well are invited to a community of stellar analysts called xMetric Masters. So I believe the threshold is still 2,000 xMetric, but expect this to maybe change, maybe not. And there are plenty of opportunities to earn xMetric, including the topic of the main event today. So stay tuned for that. And airdrops and quick tips in xMetric are always aplenty, especially these days. So watch out for those.
Thanks, Rob. Yes, the threshold is still 2,000 xMetric to be an xMetric Masters. Might change soon as our community grows. And I'll quickly talk about another way to earn more xMetric, which is to do bounties. We have a bounty live right now, Reddit Avatar NFTs holders, which is there's still time to submit. It's due tomorrow night Eastern. And we also have another bounty launching tomorrow. The question was selected from in the news community brainstorm, which just wrapped yesterday. And yeah, stay tuned for what the question will be. I'll drop a link to our bounty program in the chat where you can submit the existing bounty and you can keep an eye out for any new ones. And before we kind of dive into the bulk of the call today, which is our course, we'll have Helix pop in and talk about all other events we have coming up.
Yes, awesome. I'll give a quick recap on the events we got coming up. It's a couple. First one, I want to mention we have a partnership with Flipside, and Sam is giving a weekly SQL workshop over there that you also can get xMetric for if you attend there. So that's always a good one. I'll drop the link in chat. Then to talk about the events that we do regularly. So we got a couple series going on. Last week we did Data and Chill with Nick on-chain investigations, and it blew people's mind. We've been talking with Nick. He really wants to do a part two. We really want him to do a part two. So the date's going to be announced, but think around the week from Thanksgiving. Just keep an eye on our Discord. Also about Data and Chill, it's open to other people. So if you have ideas or suggestions, please reach out because we're always open to input on that. Then we got this week how I broke into Web3. The last edition was with Aga Perse. It was really, really awesome to do. This week we got somebody who's an events and projects manager in Web3. She organized events at ETH Berlin, ETH Lisbon, and I think it's going to be really cool because she has a really, really amazing story. So yeah, that's this Thursday. So also keep an eye on the our events. And then finally, I want to shout out Maker Dojo. We're gonna do a demo slash workshop with them. They have a really nice API that use no coding and just text-based commands. So I'm really interested in what they're gonna show us. And that will be next week. So that's it for the events. I'll pass it on to Patrick.
All right, thank you, Helix. All right, can you hear me? All right, hello.
Yes.
Obviously, first of all, good day and good
Yes.
evening, depending on where you are. Okay, thank you. My name is Patrick, and my Discord handle is PCWCFA. I work in the growth and education pod, and I'm here to introduce to you the Web3 Analytics 101 live course. Now, I'm sure by now that everyone has heard of the course that we're bringing back, that we gave back in August. And this course, the first one that we advertised, is known as the Web3 Analytics 101 Async course. So what is the difference between this live course and the async course, and why does that benefit you? If I were to put myself in you guys' shoes, right, I would say that the weekly pace required by the live course is actually the main benefit. Yes, the weekly pace requires a little more dedication, but if you keep pace, here are the benefits. Well, first of all, you're guaranteed to be done with the course before Christmas. So that is a nice feather in your cap for 2022. Great way to close the year. You'll benefit from the group learning experience because whatever questions you may have with that week's quiz or questions, and we are going to ask questions both live and in Discord that go into a little more depth. The other fellow participants also may likely have that question, right? And we also will have TAs monitoring the course chat who are immensely knowledgeable. These are the people who grade bounties, so you can imagine the level of knowledge that they have. And you'll be getting office hours with both the instructors and the TAs. And on top of that, we're bringing new session leads who will, yes, it will deliver the same objective as the BCA, but they will bring new perspectives. And to top it off, at the end, we are bringing back the career session, and we are bringing back new industry leaders in the space to help you launch your career. So keep your eyes peeled, okay? And where appropriate, we'll update the quizzes. And as I've said before, we'll bring back, we're adding more interactive questions. And by participating in the live course, you will be getting even more opportunities to earn xMetrics for your participation. Now, I know everyone's busy, especially right around the holidays, so choose a course that best fits you, right? It's not entirely A or B choice. You are free to stop by even if you're signed up for the async course and try out the live course. If it suits you just fine, by all means join the live course. Okay, that's it. So I believe Helix is about to be posting the live course sign up info shortly in both Twitter and our Discord announcement channel. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself or type your question in the chat to the right. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick, so much for introducing our course formats and offerings. Still on screen share is the schedule for the live course, and I'm going to drop in the link in the chat, the link to sign up for the live course. It kicks off on November 15th on Tuesday, as you can see on the slide. That's the first session, and the last day to apply is this Saturday, November 12th. By 11:59 p.m. Eastern, so you have all of the day. But be sure to apply. I'm dropping the link right now. And now let's open it up to questions. So feel free to either unmute yourself or type in our chat if you have any questions, course or not. And while some people are perhaps working on their question or typing them in, I want to ask a question to you, Patrick, actually.
Sure.
Could you maybe talk a little bit through the curriculum that we have up right now on the screen share, just the content of the sessions and what to expect, what
Sure,
people
no
can expect
problem.
to learn. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. So as you can see, we actually had 6 sessions, and that's actually a bit of a change from what we gave back in August. So session 1, I'll be delivering. We will be going into a little bit more depth as far as blockchain basics and POAPs and wallets. So that's an entire session on its own. So that's one difference. And session 2, Marina will be leading. She will be giving you the foundational knowledge of being able to become an analyst. She's going to teach you the basic tooling, as basic as where to find how to enter Flipside UI, what the UIs mean, and then obviously also going into basic SQL. Session 3 is just going to expand a little bit with CTEs, with grouping, more advanced SQL concepts. Session 4, even more advanced, and this course will be taught by Sam, who is a data curator now over at Flipside, but he started as a bounty hunter as well. So he has immense knowledge on both the curation side and the bounty side. He will go into even more greater depth with advanced or intermediate SQL to give you the ability to tease out even more details from the packed transaction data that are not readily available on its own. And finally, we're bringing back in session 5 Chu-Xing to teach you about do analytics. So you have more than one tool at your disposal by the end of session 5. As I mentioned before in section 6, we are going to help you launch your career. What does it take? You know, crypto is a gigantic space, right? I'll speak for myself, but when I first came in, I was very excited, but it feels like a gigantic and amorphous thing where depending on the day, depending on the person you're talking to, you could be working on a dozen different things. So how do you get started? Right? Where do you focus your energy? How do you make a name for yourself? How do you make yourself stand out? And then more importantly, once you master that first area, how do you actually advance your career? Because it's a huge space. There's plenty of room to grow as long as you make the effort. So hopefully by the end of all the sessions, you have all the basic tools. Hopefully by the end of session 1 through 6, you will have enough knowledge of the fundamentals, and also more importantly, enough idea of the crypto space to give you to launch your career. So that's our hope, and that's the plan. I hope you're excited. I know I am.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, second that. Super excited. Hope that's the vibe for everyone else as well. The course schedule is up on the screen. We have a question that came in the chat also. That kind of has to do with the schedule and kind of relates in. Drew asked, "What would you estimate the weekly time commitment, and does it vary throughout the course?" Patrick, do you want to
No,
start?
you can go ahead because you're teaching
All
the
right.
bulk of the course.
I'll start by saying that it does vary kind of a bit in terms of what each participant kind of brings into the course and what um, pre-existing knowledge you have. So how familiar you are with maybe beginner SQL, how familiar you are with like some foundational blockchain concepts. In terms of what we have lined up, each course session is scheduled to last for an hour weekly. We also have office hours weekly that also will last about an hour where you can bring your questions, and we'll have some extra material going through dashboards and sharing some more queries, just kind of diving a little more deeper hands-on. So that's another about an hour a week. We'll also have a quiz every week. It's a 10-question quiz still, I believe. So that completion time would kind of depend again on how comfortable you feel, and maybe you'll get more and more comfortable through the course, hopefully. And but the questions will also, I guess, get slightly more difficult through the course. And another Another aspect, another commitment that you can participate in will be the educational bounties, which too we will try to help you solve as much as we can, and might vary depending on how comfortable you feel solving them at any point in time. But we're here to help. It's about a few hours a week. I wouldn't put a number on it personally unless one of the other contributors would like to weigh in.
That sounds like a great summary. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks. And I see in chat that Making Bank has signed up for our live course in real time. Love it. Hope to see you there. Drew said thanks. So yeah, I'm glad that kind of helps answer your question, even though it's less specific. Would anyone else like to either type your question or unmute yourself? Yeah, we do have a question in chat. Our course is professional level. Amir, could you please elaborate a bit more? I'm not sure I understand the question very well. We're getting some mic feedback from you there, Amir.
Yes.
But yeah,
So,
Patrick, I think, has a take in the meantime.
sure. If I may jump in, and I'm going to make a little bit of an assumption. So, the course will allow you to start working on bounties after the course. So, if you see the flip side bounty that you'd like to take, this course will get you there. Will get you started. Okay. So, that's our objective.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, we would like for you all to be ready at the end of the course to start solving beginner bounties at MetricsDAO or Flipside or anywhere else in the community. And we have another question from Drew. Are participants expected to attend every live session? In theory, I would say we definitely, understand that everyone has their schedules. We'll clarify the expectations kind of in a little while in the coming days, and let you know and tag everyone who's registered in our course channels, which are course announcements. That's where we'll let you know for sure, and course info and course chat. And if you have any other course questions, do feel free at any time to go to course chat and tag one of us or just share your question in there. We have more people typing.
I'll say that I think that was Drew that asked a question about if everyone is required to be at all live sessions. I would say to him, from my limited experience thus far, doing the analytics course 101 from earlier this year, the live sessions are going to be worth their weight in gold because you actually have the ability to interact and probably ask certain questions or get certain level of help that you won't just from playing back the video. So I would highly encourage, if you can, those to be at as many live sessions as possible from my experience.
Love that. Thank you, Making Bank. And also, yeah, we will interact with you all and take live questions during the live sessions as well. So if there's something kind of you want to get clear on in the moment, that's going to be definitely the time to do it. So as much as you can, definitely want to encourage you all to be there live. Amir has, let's see the questions in chat. Amir has a couple more questions. Parati has a question. So I'm going to get through them one by one. Parati asked, sorry I arrived late. Is the content of the async course comparable to the live course? So I'm just going to go to the screen share, the slide that Patrick shared. It is the material and the curriculum is very, very similar. It's designed to take you 101 from the beginner or curious level to beginner intermediate at the end. It will be for the live session retaught by a new group of instructors, slightly updated, tweaked lessons we learned from the first run. So it's the same curriculum, but taught in two slightly different ways, if that helps. And we have a question from Let me just see. Amir asked a couple of other questions. I'm not sure I'm clear on all of them. If you can help clarify them in chat, that would be great. And I see Masi is typing, so we're just gonna give a chance for Masi to ask their question. And if you want to unmute yourself, you also can, if you're comfortable with that. Thank you, Rob, for answering some of the questions in chat. Our instructors are familiar with leading crypto data analytics platforms. I'm just reading Rob's answer out loud, by the way. Our instructors are familiar with Flipside, Dune. We have data curators from these data providers, as well as experienced bounty hunters who have used these tools. Yes. And Masi asked, in this course, do we have a session about analyzing the chart content type? Yeah, our course material will talk about kind of using visualizations as, first of all, as a tool in your own analytical process, and helping you kind of use visualizations as you move through your analysis, as well as we'll talk about making the dashboards and using visualizations to communicate your findings. Hope that helps. And the Apostle of Finance has signed up for the course and ready to go. Exciting. Love to hear that. All right, do we have any more questions? I'll just give it a second. Mount Alpha, says Sandesh. What's the next bounty on? I'm not going to reveal yet. I don't think the bounty card is up yet, but it is a question that was proposed in the news community brainstorm, and it is a question from there. So we love selecting questions from these community brainstorm programs where you propose them, and we reward anyone who proposes a question that gets selected with USDC, and anyone who proposes a question or upvotes a good one, you will be rewarded with the xMetric. That's the partial alpha here, Sandesh. And are there any more questions that we can help answer? I think this is about the last call because we are at time. So unless there are any more questions, we're going to close it off today. And if you have questions at any point in the future, course chat channel in our Discord is where you can go in and ask any of them, or you can chat with fellow learners. You can discuss your SQL. So any kind of course related conversations, we really, really welcome there. And I want to say thank you to you all for being here today. And as promised, if you give me one moment, I'll drop in a link in the chat for some xMetric.
Thank you.
I did mean to have it prepared, but I'm going to find it right now. There's a question in the chat in the meantime. I wonder if, Patrick, you could unmute yourself and answer that in the meantime, if you're comfortable with that.
Let me take a look at the question. Which persons should review best practices? Do we prepare your accounts, add program? Okay, so to answer Arjan's question, yes, it will be helpful if you sign up at the Flipside, because that will take you through sessions 2, 3, and 4. And obviously for session 5, it would be helpful if you sign up ahead of time with doing analytics. You don't have to become an expert, but being familiar with where to find these tools will be helpful. As for installing anything on your computer, no, you don't. All of these tools are available online. For Amir's question, is there a site to view best practices? You mean best practices as far as writing queries? Actually, yes. If you will drop the link to session 0 in the chat here, and also in the course channels. Lesson 0 actually goes through pretty in depth SQL. There's a whole separate prep course just on that. There's also a blockchain basics prep course. So if you can make time to take a look at those two things, it will get you on your way.
Thanks, Patrick. Rob also shared in the chat our showcase page with the best submissions, or all submissions with their evaluation from peer review. It's a great place to see, some great analysis and just kind of get an idea what really stellar analysis looks like. And Rob also shared a compilation of stellar submissions in our blog. We have a series where we feature some of the best analyst submissions, so check that out. And somebody's microphone is on. I'm not sure who's. Okay, we're good. And I shared in the chat the MetricsDAO tip form. So thank you for being here today. We appreciate, you being involved. You're interested in the course. We love that. We want to send you some xMetric, and to claim some of our token, please fill out the form and drop your wallet address. And I'm just going to do a final check for any last questions before we completely wrap up for the afternoon. We have a bit of kind of more extended questions. Amir, would you feel comfortable if we took it offline to the course chat, because we are a bit at time? And we'll tag you in the course chat, and we're happy to kind of answer in more detail, and as well as any other questions you may have. And with that, we're a few minutes past time, so I would like to thank you all for being here. Again, if you have any further questions, ask us in course chat, ask in general if it's not course related, and be sure to attend our events, sign up for the course if you're interested, and be here next week. Same time, same place. We'll share updates on the new programs. We'll share a bit more about the course as it kicks off and answer any questions. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.